Hello and welcome to UC Today. My name is Kristian McCann and today's session is with Sam Sabet, Chief Technology Officer at Shure. Sam, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, so to start off this big UC update, we like to really get to know the person we're speaking to with first. So, Sam, could you share a bit about your professional background?
Absolutely. So I've been in the technology industry for about 25 years, the AV industry for at least 15 of those 25. I have mainly been working in R&D teams, engineering, product development, and today my home is at Shure, where I get to help our product development teams create some of the best products.
Great. Well, you're talking about Shure and product development team. What are some fun facts that highlight your personality and even perhaps even achievements at Shure?
So one of the things I think is kind of unique about myself is I love to continue learning. So I have a master's, I have a doctorate, and I always joke around saying that if I could have been a professional student and I could afford to live that way, I probably would still be a student. But being in this environment, in this industry, I get to do both: is earn a living and continue to learn every day from some really, really smart people I work with.
Excellent. Well, talking about your day to day at Shure, could you maybe run us through what a typical day for you at Shure looks like?
Absolutely. Other than going to a whole lot of meetings, a lot of my time is really spent with the engineering teams, the product management teams, defining what are the features of our next products, what do we think that our customers are looking for from our products, because at the end of the day, the end user is really our focus. And so the day is spent between understanding that, understanding what the technology that makes it all feasible is, and setting priorities for what we develop next.
Okay, excellent. Let's transition into Shure a bit more now. And could you give us an elevator pitch? How would you describe Shure in a nutshell?
So Shure is a very unique company, and I think at some point everybody uses Shure, and it's our technology, and it affects all our lives. We just don't probably know it. When you think about how you spend your day, from driving to work and listening to music or a podcast in the car, then when you get to work, you're in some form of a hybrid meeting and doing basically what we're doing right now. Or you go home and you watch TV or a news event or a sporting event. Um, Throughout that entire day and everything we've just done, Shure has been at the center of capturing those events, capturing all the audio that has helped you transition through each one of those activities during the day. And we like to think of ourselves as being there to make sure we capture every important moment of anybody's life and making sure it's heard and shared. But it really is, when it works, and it works great, and you get that quality audio experience throughout every one of those steps that we just mentioned. You really don't think about how did that happen, because it just works.
Well, you mentioned, Sure having a sort of presence in almost a lot of our daily life. I was wondering, could you tell me how did Shure get from there? A bit about their history, maybe, where they're operating and their overall size too.
Absolutely. Actually, this year is a very exciting year for Shure. Speaking of our history, this year Shure celebrates its 100th anniversary.
Wow,
And
happy birthday.
I thank you. It's a really huge milestone for us, and we're very proud of that heritage and that history of 100 years. Um, but you don't get to be a technology company that's been around for 100 years by just doing the same old thing, or by being stagnant, right? We have continuously grown, adapted, evolved, innovated throughout those decades, and really centered our initiatives around what are our end users really asking for? How can we make their life easier, and how can we put them at the center of every decision we make? Our audio solutions have redefined industry standards over the years, and today we're a global leader in the audio technology. We sell in more than 120 countries around the world and have more than $1 billion worth of sales every year. We support our customers and our partners pretty much in every location you can think of, from the US to South America, Europe, Middle East, Asia. And from an engineering perspective, which is near and dear to my heart, we have 5 innovation centers around the world. We have 3 manufacturing facilities around the world. And throughout those facilities, we employ the latest technologies and operational workflows to make sure we're developing quality products and solutions for our customers. Being around for 100 years, we have an amazing culture. We're really proud of our heritage and that history and how we got to be here. But in addition, we're also committed to making sure we continue to disrupt and shape the industry going forward, and that we're continuously innovating and redefining what that amazing audio user experience is for our customers.
Well, you talked about a lot about innovating and redefining. I was wondering if there's any sort of recent awards or accolades that Shure have received that can perhaps highlight its ability to innovate.
Yeah, so we are, if we look at recent events, we started out this year amazingly successful, and we were recently at ISC, the Integrated Systems Europe show, where we received essentially a Best of Show award for every product that we launched at the show. That included Intellimix room kits for our Microsoft Teams collaboration systems. It included our wireless microphone systems for conferencing, MXW Next. It also included a line of Microflex loudspeakers that are intended, purpose-built for conferencing. And yeah, we received Best of Show for every one of those products. But if you look a little further back and see our track record, that it's not surprising, right, that we won these awards. We've won many industry awards that we're really proud of. For example, we won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Engineering Development in the TV industry. Wow. We've also won a Grammy Award for contributing to the recording industry. And
what's next, an Oscar?
Yes, that's on our path. But we also, I guess, the Oscar of engineering is really our IEEE Milestone Award, which recognizes technical innovations in products that benefit humanity. And guess what? We have won that as well.
Oh, wow. Wow. So a lot of accolades then, it seems. I was wondering, obviously, it's probably quite easy with all these innovations and these accolades, but I was wondering, what is Shure's approach when they are coming to the market with their products? How would you describe Shure's approach, and what about your partner ecosystem and go-to-market strategies?
Yeah, so hopefully you're seeing a theme in a lot of the conversations we're having, in that, we go through very, very diligent efforts to ensure that our customers are at the center of everything we do. Our end users are what decide on a lot of what our innovation looks like and how we make decisions in products, etc. But it also is in addition to how our market approach is. We work a lot with our partners, and whether they're channel partners or specialized integrators or distributors and resellers, to make sure that we deliver value to those end users and customers. We train all of our partners very well to be able to support the end user after the sale happens and during installation. And we have an entire partner network, global, essentially, to be able to provide assistance and answer any questions that our customers have with all of our Shure solutions.
Excellent. Well, you're talking about your customers, and obviously, you know, Shure has been used in, as you said, it's won awards in the Emmys, but also it's been used by enterprises for Microsoft Teams. I was wondering who typically buys Shure's products or services, and what's an ideal customer profile and tech buyer persona for Shure?
So, in the collaboration and conferencing space, our customers are essentially every company that's trying to optimize their communications and meetings, whether it's conferencing with Teams or Zoom, or whether it's augmenting their presentation environments and training facilities, whether it's being able to interact with people remote or local. Um, Higher ed, government installations, enterprise installations that really benefit from a pristine audio experience in those types of activities. You know, we tend to try to make sure that we can streamline the collaboration efforts and be able to enrich that interaction between people, such that we're the technology itself seamlessly works on behind the scenes. So if you talk about the end user who just interacts with it every day, or our installers and integrators, or even the IT departments that have to maintain and install some of these systems as well, we tend to try to address the needs of every one of those personas, because it's not good enough to address just a certain set of people or a certain category of users. We've got to make it easy for everybody to cross the path, and that includes maintaining systems and managing them through security updates, cloud maintenance systems to be able to manage your system at large. All things that we think about across the board to make it easier for those end customers.
Okay, excellent. And now, moving on to some perhaps key products. What are some key products or technology that Shure is currently really proud of, and what features do you think are making them relevant in today's business environment?
Um, so Shure is the what I would say that is known for its premier audio solutions. We really have the best solutions out there for ensuring that you have a seamless audio experience in meetings and conferencing. And what we've introduced this year as one of our newest product offerings, and I believe is one of the most exciting areas that we're in, is our IntelliMix room kits for Microsoft Teams. And this is important because you get a one-stop shop, one solution system for all of your meeting needs, all of your conferencing needs. And the beauty of it is that it's really adaptable and scalable. If you think about the types of rooms our users use, whether it's a small, medium, large room, or even the more complex systems like training rooms or auditoriums, or areas that are constantly being reconfigured because we're really still trying to understand how to adapt to the hybrid world. And are people coming in more now than before? Or do we have more remote users? In all those scenarios, you really want a system that can easily be flexible and adapt to your changing demand over time. And I think the IntelliMix room kits that we've just released really do that very well. Not only are they the same foundation kit that you basically learn and maintain and know how to use, but then it's scalable by adding more of our IntelliMix or our MicroFlex ceiling mics so that they can adapt to much larger spaces. They give you premium audio with augmented with AI, of course, from our partners. But in addition, they essentially have our IntelliMix DSP software built into the system, such that the system can adapt to the changing environments in the conference room, be able to eliminate things like noise, reverb in the room, and you just have a seamless audio. We have a seamless entire meeting experience by just using the same kit in different spaces.
Wow, you mentioned a lot of different spaces and sort of how your audio solutions are used in them. I was wondering, do you have a typical implementation strategy for helping with these audio solutions, and what do they look like, and what is the kind of ongoing customer support you offer as people continue to use and perhaps scale with your products?
Absolutely. So our Microflex ecosystem is typically implemented by networks of qualified integration partners, and they're skilled in tailoring the system for the type of customer and the type of environment they're being used in. They obviously are able to offer support and advice and guidance on the best way to use our equipment. But we also augment our systems with things like our software DSP solutions and our AI-driven algorithms that allow the system to be much easier to deploy, much less effort to implement, and you don't have to be an AV expert to use it. It just works out of the box, and the technology becomes seamless, and you can concentrate on doing your job or where you add value within the meeting space. And so having the ability to adapt and seamlessly be more flexible around the environment, having a network of operations support people in terms of our partners and our integration partners helps with that. So we can support both a simple out-of-the-box experience and the more complex, complicated environments where you do need that expert. We have the ability to support that as well.
Fascinating. Now I want to move a little bit more about the audio solutions sort of sphere, and that is what conversations are perhaps you having and your Shure is having with customers and partners about topics that are currently dominating the zeitgeist, and what are they most interested or curious about, and what challenges are they facing too?
That's a very good question. I think one of the areas that in speaking to end customers especially, that's fairly obvious is that unpredictability in our environment is something that's staying for a little while.
Yeah.
We like to talk about the concept of the hybrid workspace. I would venture to say we stop using the word hybrid. It's the modern way to that we work, right? We're still continuously trying to figure out, is return to office the best approach? Is having more interactive meetings or collaboration space? Is it open space that works better for productivity? And I think it's going to take time, and it's not a one-size-fits-all to find out what really works for specific customers, for specific functions, etc. And so if you put that as the challenge, if you will, around how do we fit that environment, it's really about trying to understand in those different environments, as you are trying to be more flexible and adapt to those constant changes of how we work, what is it that the real user needs at the end of the day? And it's, in my mind, at least from the end user, it's pretty simple. We need to make our technology seamless, intuitive, and efficient for employees. I like to say that if the technology works well, the end user doesn't really actually have to know it even exists, right? It blends into the background so they can concentrate on doing their current job. And if that's true, excuse me, and if that's true, then we build and design systems around that concept. We build around that human element, that human-centric design, such that users can concentrate on what they're doing, and we can augment and make their job much more efficient. Now, I will say that the other part that's always in the forefront of all of our customers' mind is, how is AI going to change what we do, right? We can't go through a discussion without having AI pop up, right? Because everybody's thinking about it today, and how can we utilize it to become more efficient, and how does it affect everything we do? And obviously, we've worked with partners such as Microsoft to integrate into and be able to use their AI offerings much more. We've also got our own AI algorithms in our products that allow them to be more seamless and intuitive for our customers. But AI changes the way everybody works, and we're expecting a lot of productivity improvements. I know it's been a game changer for me. I don't have to go to as many meetings. I can get the notes, I can get the action items, et cetera, et cetera. But all that is really, it's predicated on the fact that you trust what the AI is telling you. Otherwise, if you can't trust it, then you become more inefficient. You spend more time actually double checking it, right? And you do double the amount of work rather than use it as a productivity improvement. And the way to trust it is really based on what it can capture. And here's where Shure can make the biggest impact for our customers, because the pristine audio capture that we facilitate in meetings allows for that higher intelligibility, allows for accurate transcripts and speaker attributions within that meeting, so that you can now trust what the AI is telling you and use it to its maximum effectiveness.
Well, talking about AI, and you mentioned how it's also made you more efficient as well by you having to attend less meetings. I was wondering, how does Shure approach something like AI? How does it approach this and kind of continue innovating with it, or work with it to innovate?
So whether it's AI or whatever the latest innovation in technology use is, we really, really go through painstaking efforts to ensure that our decisions and our designs are really surrounded or are really focused on user empathy. The human-centric design is a really big theme for us within all of our product definitions and designs. If you put the user at the center of everything we do, we can then foster not only a culture of innovation, but actively engaging with end customers, with partners, to try to get feedback and generate new ideas and understand how we can have the biggest impact on our customers' efficiency, and how they not only work, but how they live, how they interact with the world around them. When we talk about capturing the important moments in your day, we need to make sure that that happens seamlessly, and that it really takes into account the way people work. Not have to have them adapt to the technology, but have the technology adapt to their everyday activities, so that it is a seamless experience.
Okay, excellent. And finally, maybe AI will be involved in this question too, but what do you see as the biggest opportunity in your industry right now?
Would it be surprising if I said AI is a big opportunity? Everything we talk about is centered around AI, but really, let's take a step back and think about, why is AI such a strong influence in our industry today? It really comes down to, we need to simplify how humans interact with our technology, whether it's starting a meeting or having a brainstorming session in a conference room, or having just a conversation like this. All of it needs to be as simple as possible, and the ability to be able to support that with technology that incorporates, for example, AI to enable customers to be able to do that, is, I think, the biggest opportunity we have in this industry. We really have been very successful over the years enabling users to do a lot more in the AV industry. But I think we're at a point where we need to concentrate on simplification of that technology. We're at a point where we need to be able to augment users' efficiency and productivity by blending into the background, rather than having to concentrate on, how do I get this technology to work?
Well, it's been a fascinating talk, Sam. It's really been great to learn about your role, and also Shure and their innovations coming down the pipeline. So thank you very much for taking the time to speak to me.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And it's very exciting times, and especially at Shure here with our 100th year anniversary. We're we're looking towards another 100 years in the future, and how we can influence that and influence the business, and really make our customers a lot more productive and efficient in their everyday value. So thank you again.
Thank you. And thank you to the audience for watching. If this has been of interest, please comment, like, and subscribe, and make sure you catch the next one. Bye-bye.